Ace of Cups in reverse. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Seven of Wands. And the Two of Cups in reverse. There's an upcoming final closure or separation. There may be an attempt to either reconnect, make an offer, gain some closure or clarity. There are lots of questions I hear that someone has and is demanding answers for, or some, but there seems to be, it's a bit one-sided, as in someone's fighting a losing battle on their own here. I'm gonna flip it so that you see it in reverse. It's time for someone to acknowledge that someone was simply not after love from this specific connection. Overall, it also seemed that on a social level, when it comes to you trying to overcome some possible challenges in order to either make something more fulfilling, more harmonious, or if you are struggling to try and enjoy what you do, or find the silver lining in certain situations, family dynamics, and so on, relationships, your social life, and or even online, you seem again to be fighting a fight on your own. There's no reciprocity, there's no connection, there's no response, there's no feedback, or at least it's not a favorable or a positive one. Okay. Seven of Swords, 7-7. Ah, yes. Seeking, inquiring, as I was saying, trying to gain some clarity, some answers, have something come to full circle, dot the I's, as they say, and so on. You're really trying to release something, but you are unable to do so until you get the clarity. I believe you were also probably seeking for some momentum. So I felt it, 7-7-7. And you're about to find it. It's Seven of Cups, revelation of either options, gifts. Some of you may also receive good news when it comes to finances, opportunities, inheritance that may be from a distance, from the places or the people that you expect the least. And there is actually, in the future, a perception of you that is rather more idealistic. You're being idealized in the sense that you have virtue that may have the tendency, or rather raises people's expectations. In actuality, this may be the very reason why people struggle to connect with you, to relate to you. It doesn't mean they don't esteem you or respect you. So someone is hiding their opinion about you. It may be due to this them being in awe or impressed, or seeing you as unique or different, or standing out from the crowd, and so on. So if someone compliments you, know that there is that's a kind of a backhanded offense. Yes, compliments can be extremely offensive, but at the same time, it brings us back to an actual hidden, though malicious, admiration. Hidden enemies that admire, but in reality also despise because of however that makes them feel, without you actually having neither the knowledge or the understanding or the awareness. So you're left in the clouds, literally in complete confusion, separate, because others may raise you to that degree only for them in order to be able to hate you for it. You may be accused of thinking too highly of yourself, being unapproachable. All those accusations, again, are, if they're compliments, they're offenses. It masks the bitterness and so on, to do with their lack of, appreciation for themselves and so on. Whatever it is, it triggers something in them. And sometimes they may struggle to, give you a compliment, which is in reality exactly how they feel. But it stems with the intention is to try and find an outlet for the repressed anger or the weird feelings that they get around you, or even thinking about you, or just knowing of your existence. They're triggered by what you embody. So the virtues that may have dehumanized you, the presence of virtue within you, have led others in your life nearly dehumanize you, objectify you, associate with rather something that they're supposed to aspire to. They find themselves in a weird position, whereas they recognize this as a possibility. Hey, someone like this actually exists. So they either try and destroy it and bring it down. Let's bring it back from the clouds, right? From this pedestal, from this, or see how they can reach you, discover you, and if they're curious. But again, in both cases, it's envy masters admiration, and vice versa. Always trying, the people around you cannot seem to be straightforward, honest, either because they're intimidated or for some reason they're triggered. They will never express truthfully with you. Never. Hence why there's this sensation of fighting on your own, not understanding what's going on. Am I the fucking only one here? What's up? The truth is, yes, you are. 1 in a million, you're one of those who actually won the battle with him or herself. Darkness within. You still embody virtue, or some specific virtue or whatever, and you emanated, you vibrated to a level that triggers everyone around you. They don't know how to approach you. It's like, a magical creature, and some will like to hunt it down, some will like to use it, abuse it, exploit it, steal from it, take some of that magic for themselves. So people either try to emulate you, etc. But in all the situation, you've been dehumanized. For you, the experience is entirely different. While you may be accused, or others have constantly invoked this as a reason. Who do you think you are? Oh, you always so. Either way, or they treat you as if you were, yes, virtuous and beautiful and kind and gentle, but for the purpose of, and they hate it because they fail to see in this, since they recognize your beauty, they see that their own beauty, or find it, or start cultivating it, or so on. So they fall short from the call that they receive once they meet someone that they deem to be something that they should aspire to. They fail to answer that call. So how does that translate? You isolated, alone, constantly labeled. No one really knows you. They know what they perceive or feel about you. But when they try to translate it, or how that translates, even in their own mind at a conscious level, or how it triggers what kind of emotions, even for them it's extremely painful and confusing, and the anger, the frustration, but it's all to do with them. You're a perfect mirror. Your reality is quite the opposite. You fought for what they see you or perceive you to be. This is conquered with this. And it's a constant choice and struggle and battle. And this is someone who owns themselves. It's their own, the master, and they're taking full accountability, and they exercise agency. They want to make their own choices. They own them all the way through, take what comes with it. They've conquered everything they are. They've paid dearly for it, everything they believe in. And it's this very part of the process that nobody wants to neither see nor much less go through in order to get to this. And this doesn't refer to a success that translates practical wise. It's something that is immaterial, as rather spiritual. It's raw energy. And it's something that cannot be neither bought nor purchased. There are no shortcuts to achieving it, and so on. So you're kind of a mystery in the sense of that you kind of, you embody the two. Severity, right, strength, etc., resilience, and having what it takes to do what you need to do. And staying true to yourself, your values, and grace. That's why you're complete. And this is quite intriguing, because someone like this cannot be neither controlled, manipulated, put in a box, not even understood. It's like discovering a new kind of a person, and it's almost unfathomable to them that it even exists. It's supposed to exist in, an ideal world, but not in reality. So they will see all of your imperfection and use them against you, or etc., trying to find weaknesses and exploit them. And at the end, they may even turn your virtues into faults and vice versa, and try and raise the more painful or darker aspects, which are bound to rise when the struggle is so clear and the world around you constantly challenges who you are or tries to define it. So of course frustration is bound to find a way in sooner or later for one of those wounds, so that they can say, ha, I knew it. Yeah, I knew it. So it seems as if you were inadvertently, in order for you to conquer a virtue, you have to go in the hells. So you naturally either attract, navigate, or even karmically you may have had family members or born into families that, I guess, to use the terminology, so even though it's so overused, and I guess psychologically it would translate as you are in that, well, empath narc dynamics constantly. It's constant. Either you feel hunted down, labeled, misunderstood, unheard, disrespected, challenged constantly, intentionally hurt or repressed or judged or limited, unloved, of course, unacknowledged, or because you've been basically naturally attracting or manifesting, depending on how, I guess both things are true, though not necessarily one automatically implies the other, depending, but you may have dealt merely with, your natural enemy. The narcissists, the sociopaths, the antisocial, the ones that are supposed to meet someone like you precisely to trigger them into starting their own healing process, individuation. But rather than doing that, of course, they will try and shatter the very thing that reveals the pain, the darkness within them. Break the mirror. Let's break the mirror. Let's break the mirror. You're still standing with a shield. Also, now you know evil. You know its workings. You know how to navigate in the dark. Kind of like the hermit energy, even though it's a 7 of swords, 7 of cups, 7 of wands. Beware the spirit of confusion. Whenever it arises, know that you're dealing with deceptive spirits, and there's somewhere something that's draining your energy. We could call it nefarious energy, whether it's a content that you may have gotten stuck, or habit, a person, etc., etc. You need to find and individuate, or rather, look straight at it and make a decision to cut it if it brings confusion. I'm going to shuffle it once, because I've touched it a couple of times. Yes. Ace of Wands. What's blocking my blessings? I never begin, I never end, I never know where I'm at, what's going on. I'm not even going in circles anymore. I don't know what's going on. Ace of Wands in reverse. Why do I always lose? Why everything I ever start never goes into anything? Oh yes, it does. Except your success translates into virtue. But everything keeps trying to tell you that you failed. No, you should have gotten this. No, you got fooled. No, you haven't. You always knew what you were fighting for. Your life was a marathon of going into the depths of hell to conquer your highest virtues and embody them. Embody them, that's all. Doesn't matter whether you're gonna try and do something with said virtues, speak of them, and it doesn't matter, you embody them. You exist within the world, so that frequency therefore has the power to impact and affect the people's lives, influence and even inspire and so on, in ways that you personally have no control over. You are what you are. It's like saying this candle has an intention or a personality, or I can name it, I can even try to make different uses of it, but the candle is always going to be a candle. At least in intention and purpose. And can I trash it? And yes, I can. Of course. That's what we call transgression or corruption of something, or misuse, or straying from the path, if you want. One more shuffle. Ace of Wands in reverse. Ah, yes. Okay. Okay. There you are. So we didn't have any actual court card here, except this Knight of Pentacles in reverse. The unavailable, the inconsistent, or the incapable, or what is described as such. They may even be self-defined as incapable. They may be hesitant. They may be frustrated. They may be closed off to even attempting or trying to plant any more seeds, or try something new, or continue to explore, or open up, give out their heart or their time or their energy into anything at this point. And because the circumstances may have led to unfavorable circumstances, have led to an environment and so on, to them not even knowing who they are anymore. Maybe I am a failure, I'm not even going to try anymore. So there's stagnancy, as in going even against the doing, as in opposing the doing even the smallest of actions or things that usually are bound to be fruitful, such as, I don't know, daily tasks. And so this is someone that's either stuck and wanting to do, and it's a lot of inner activity, mentally, emotionally, etc. But practical wise, they cannot manifest. They're not putting themselves, investing their energy or time into anything. And when that happens, usually something triggers them at one point, as I was saying, to again stand up for something. Or so it's usually either a challenge or a threat, or God forbid an unpleasant circumstance, and they may risk going to the other extreme, because they step from I'm not going anywhere, I'm not, why bother, why even bother anymore. So there's a sense of this loss of understanding of oneself and acknowledgement of one's genuine victories and qualities, and because of a sensation of constant failure. This is someone who never really received neither genuine kindness or care, or not really. Things may have always been just transactional, or so now they said, I'm done giving, I'm done investing. What's the point? I keep being smacked in the face. But soon enough you will stand up again. There's something to fight for, something to pursue here, defend or protect. Because, especially in front of injustice, speaking of your virtues being, you may, stand here, observe, be passive, and then you have to be proactive again in front of what you perceive to be ultimate treason, corruption, betrayal, injustice. Okay, justice in reverse. There you are. The Ten of Swords in reverse. I mean, someone can only go so far. This can also speak of deception, of self-straying way too much. Again, so this may speak of someone that struggled with trauma, like, PTSD and so on. Procrastination. Sometimes it can be productive, as in at least to the point of surviving, but there's no affection here. There's a sterility, affective, emotion-wise, in productivity, in motivation, and in, how do you call it, rendimento, il render, an output, application, self-application, or not to mention the lack of exploration, except in the realm of potential. Remember, you have that incredible ability to connect to someone as if you were, to something, as if you were there. That's all it takes. Not to see it as if it's something nearly if you feel that something that you may aspire to has this note of, yeah, but it's not for me, or it's impossible for me, and don't pursue it, or re-envision it, revisit it. Are you sure it's not for you? If you don't feel it is, then you gotta seek to connect to a different kind of an aspiration or a goal that feels more comfortable, more natural to you, to the point where you can also almost envision yourself there. So, the Ten of Swords in reverse, inability to understand where this challenge is coming from at this point, being extremely confused about it, not finding the proper answers, solutions on why this is happening. So I guess that's why you get this message. I hope this helps you. And Ace of Swords in reverse. Truth is in reverse. A terrible injustice has been committed here. Ace of Swords in reverse, Justice in reverse, Ace of Cups in reverse, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. A need to stand up and defend something, or yourself even. The Two of Cups in reverse is the breaking of a partnership. The breaking of the golden threads in between. Heart, so betrayal probably, yeah. Painful separation. Revelation of the true nature of certain connections. Even if you had them, they were revealed to be, well, unloving or deceitful or, yeah, deceptive, inconsistent. You may have found out to have been lied to, betrayed, deceived, mocked, disrespected, and so on. So, what's left? Two of Wands in reverse. It's for you to look at it. Whatever hurts you right now, look at it really, really well. And let it go. It becomes irrelevant the moment you make that decision. That whatever has happened is no longer valid and holds no power over you in the current moment. You let it go. You look at it and consciously and willingly release it. Not in exchange for something else, because you're going to work on that from the space, but literally as a liberating, moving away from something. Not running, it's not out of fear, it just has to be done. And that is in your power, and yours alone, to do so. You have to cut something extremely painful You have to take it out of your heart before it turns it bitter and dark, and it shuts it down and breaks it even further, and it has no power over you. Whatever affected you for so long, it's supposed to have come to full circle, right? 10 of Swords. Closing out 10 is a 1, right? 1 and 0 is the binary, masculine, feminine, positive, negative, and so on. So you have to return to what? Point 0, the realm of potential, the womb. So the egg is completed for you to be birthed as renewed now. You have to just die as you were, or let something die or go in order for it to be reborn in its new form. So this may also bring certain news about either surgery, etc., in a practical sense, not necessarily you personally or even someone close to you. And so legality with the 7 of Cups over there sometimes is news of someone's current health condition, and someone that you may not even be in contact with, someone that you may have even hurt you in the past. And sometimes it's inheritance, someone trying to reach out, make amends because of something that they're going through, and so on. Either way, you are to cut out anything that may currently define you or label you in one manner or another, or at least recognize it as something that is of no benefit or use or purpose in your life anymore. Whether it's a memory, whether it's a person, a habit, a pattern, you gotta be willing to go back into the dark and explore. Know and remember that you've been doing this all along, right? You always know that he who dares may find the most unexpected of blessings and miracles, but of course you will also find monsters, and that's what you found. Incredible pain. But something should be completely over. This also speaks of you, this specific deck, coming out of isolation and so on. My battery is gonna die. May you be healed, sealed, guided and protected on your path. I do hope it helps you. As usual, it's an impromptu. Money in reverse. Work on your finances. Shalom.